The last exercise that we're going to do in this series, I call whisper counting. What we're going to do is we're going to breathe in various different physical positions, and then we're going to whisper and count as high as we can, as quickly as we can, and see how high we get, how much breath we can expel in these different positions. The goal of this is to feel again how your body reacts when you breathe in different positions. We're going to start by sitting in a chair and leaning over. So we're kind of doubled up. Breathe in. I count pretty fast. I got to about 90 doing it that way. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to sit up at the edge of my chair, and I'm going to sit up nice and tall and take another deep breath in. I got to 125 when I was sitting up straight. Already, you can see there's a difference from when I'm leaning over, when all I can do is expand in the back, and when I'm sitting up straight, where I now have more opportunity to expand my whole chest and at least partially around the middle. Now we're going to try it standing up. Make sure my posture is good. Breathe in. Okay, I got to 130 that time. Now, it's a little bit more than seated, but sometimes it really would be a lot more than seated, but I think my posture when I was seated was pretty good, so that makes a difference. The last position I want to try is standing up on one foot and raising our arms in praise. Breathing in. Okay, I think I was about 160. Wow, that was a lot more. Why? Let's think about this. There's a few factors that are involved in why you're able to breathe better in different positions. Obviously, when I was seated and leaning over, I wasn't able to get very much expansion in my rib cage, my lungs. Therefore, it makes sense that I wouldn't be able to count to as high a number. When I sat up straight, now my posture was much better. I was able to expand in my rib cage and around the center. And since I was sitting on the edge of my chair, I did get a pretty good, clean 125 right there. When I stood up, there wasn't a ton more different, although to be really honest, if I had used my core a little bit more, I'll bet you I could have gotten a little higher standing up straight. But the very interesting one is when I raised my hands in praise and I balanced primarily on one foot. You did see me wobble a little bit at one point. Why would that be better? Well, one thing, when you raise your arms, you're already automatically expanding your ribs a bit. Second of all, when you're balancing on one foot, it forces you to have even better posture. You have to be up straight or you fall over. But isn't it interesting that we have the best breath support when we're worshiping? Just think about that one for a second. Did God work that out? That we would have the best breath when we're praising Him with our breath, with our spirit. Interestingly enough, it isn't the same for everyone. For some people, just the act of standing on one foot gets them so off kilter that it messes up with their counting and their breathing. For some people, they're not comfortable with their hands up in this position, and as a result, their arms get tired or it causes tension in the shoulders. That also will cause problems with your breath support. So there are other factors to be considered. Not everyone is the same, but I want you to try this in your body. And you may not get the same high numbers as I do because maybe you let more air out in your whisper, or you whisper louder, or you don't count as fast. But as long as you do each position the same way, you should see similar results in your own body and give you an internal sense of what it feels like to breathe in your own body. To let my light shine.